Hey, what's up, man? Today we got Big Mike from O Block in the house today, man. So what's up, Big Mike?
What's going on, man? Cool. Same old different day. It's bad.
Yeah, I hear that, man. And I'm pretty sure you're getting to the bag now. You know what I'm saying?
Always.
Now, what's crazy is we've been seeing a lot of you out here. You've been doing interviews on No Jumper. Seeing you on DJU. You've been doing a lot of big interviews, but I really wanted to get a fair assessment on how it's been since you've been released from prison, because I know you've done a long time in prison. Tell us how it's been since hitting the ground running.
It's been decent. Like, I've been making money. You know what I'm saying? I've been spending time with my family. It feel good. You know, when you spend all that time in prison like that and you come out to fresh up. I mean, it's different out here in this world. You know what I'm saying? It's different right now, but there's a lot of shit going on, but like, it is what it is. But at the same time, this shit feel good though. Like,
yeah, it's a little rare for people to come out of prison and automatically be thrust into this whole social media space and world, man. Was that kind of weird?
I mean, a little bit. You know, I ain't never been really no internet type of so it's definitely a little different and shit, but there's a lot of money involved. Like, I'd have made way more than what people make in a year. Shit. So.
I'm pretty sure of it, man. I'm pretty sure of it. I'm sure it's more to come because you've got this opportunity to be a wealth of knowledge into the drill culture that a lot of people don't get. All right, Big Mike. So for most people who've been paying attention to the Chicago drill rap culture, you bring a different kind of element, man. You kind of have a real foot on the ground history of a lot of things that took place. But I want to ask about this. When you were locked up, what was it like seeing the drill culture moving, Chicago drill rap blowing up while you were behind bars?
It was kind of different because I wasn't expecting none of that shit. So like when I was hearing the music or like watching the news, because you know a lot of that shit was on the news. Like it was like I thought about it. It kind of made me happy though, because I'm like, okay, my city getting on the map. You know what I'm saying? Like on some like rap shit. Instead of like everybody looking at it like as you come here, you gonna die or somebody gonna rob you. This gonna happen. This gonna happen. So like listening to the music and hearing it, seeing it, I'm like, okay, I was infatuated with that shit back then. You feel me? I'm grown now, so it really don't need to be now. But back then, I was like, oh yeah, my city is up. It's up. You know what I'm saying? It was a decent little movement, just too much was going on with it. Instead of everybody using it just to rap, to express themselves and shit like that, was using it to like get down on each other and shit like that. Created a whole bunch of bullshit which tore our city down at the same time. We was building it up and tearing it down at the same time.
That's a very good perspective, man, because I mean, you would think that, you know, a lot of the people that you knew in the drill rap game, some of them became stars. Like, what do you think about that part of it? Like the positive aspects?
Oh, that shit was wrong. Cause now it's like, it's different now. People looking at us different now. Like we over that. You know what I'm saying? We basically, you know what I'm saying, making a name for our city on some rap. You know what I'm saying? We got stars that's coming out of Chicago now. You know what I'm saying? Real live celebrities. You know what I'm saying? And it's it's a good feeling though. You know what I'm saying? That you got, like, I know real live celebrities from our city. You know what I'm saying? So,
I'm pretty sure that's pretty crazy, right?
Before they were celebrities, I was around them. So it's like, hell yeah, that shit feel good to see somebody make it out, not fully out, because you still gonna have 1 foot in the streets, 1 foot in the rap game. But it's still at the same time, like we got real stars coming out of our city.
Now, when you're locked up though, and you have people, say from your neighborhood, maybe even from where you're from, that you're closely, you know, connected to, whatever, start to blow up in the rap game, people you've known for years. How does that affect how things go on the inside?
I mean, the only thing it affects on the inside is that you're gonna have some groupie ass niggas. It's gonna be groupie, fanned out ass niggas, and they gonna flock to you because of where you from. And it's a rising star coming up out your hood. It could be from any hood. If it's a motherfucker over there that's rapping and you know what I'm saying, he got the streets of people with him, his name here, well, you gonna have niggas in jail, they gonna ride out you. It's gonna be like that. They gonna be coming up to you, hey man, Big Mike, you need this? Man, Joe, it could be anything, man. I got some for you, or you know what I'm saying, something like that. Like they wanna be around you all the time. It's crazy.
Now, would you say it has more positive effects than negative?
In prison, it definitely got more positive effects. Because you could finesse for anything. Because he a fan. He fanned out.
Okay. Nah, that's a man. I never thought of it from that way, because you know you hear all these stories about prison and people knowing that you're connected to somebody. I know you've seen the movie Paid in Full, and you saw how that played out or whatever in the movie. But you're saying from your end, when people knew who you were connected to or saw what was going on as far as the rap game and stuff, they got all fanned out and was like, hey, man, you know, I wanted to be your buddy, right?
Yeah, it was buddy. It was always trying to put me on the phone with females, you know, just the little things. Like, I mean, it was irritating at the same time, but then when you got that type of status in prison and shit, it's like, it's a good thing, because now all of the correctional officers like, who the fuck is dude? Why is everybody always asking about him? Why is his name always being mentioned in phone calls? You know what I'm saying? Like, people gonna be talking about you. You know what I'm saying? You go out, let's just say you're going like to healthcare or something like that, or to the child or something like that. You ain't never seen this man before in your life, but he gonna say, yo, hey, Big Mike, what you on? You good, bro? What house you in? Shit like that. Like, I don't even know this dude. That's how you know he fanned out.
Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. Now, also, man, when it comes to prison, there's been a scene or a situation that's gone on a lot of the Chicago and New York drill pages where you've seen prison footage being released. Now, your footage has been released, or some alleged footage of you in several altercations or after altercations. I never saw you throwing a punch, so I'm not going to put you in that. But what do you think about that trend of people's jail footage being released now, man?
I don't know what they doing. I don't know what I don't know what type of shit they got going on, nothing like that, man. Somebody releasing them. I mean, the shit public records anyway, so it ain't like, I mean, they doing something wrong, but if it's being leaked like a CO doing it or something like that, then yes, it's bogus, but it's all public records anyway. But it's like, it's videos up there, they showing all the videos like what we was doing in the county and stuff like that. And that's all the stuff that was going on in the county. So now, instead of you hearing it from my mouth or somebody else's mouth about what was going on, who was fighting, who was doing this, who was doing that, you can see it with the videos yourself. More and more keep coming out, and it's going to be some more that's going to come out too.
Yeah, there's been several videos that have leaked, and last year they were causing up a stir, man. A lot of people were talking about the different fights between different crews, the different situations, people moving cells and whatnot. And one big clip that came out was allegedly involving you. I'm not sure if it was you or not. I wasn't there, but a situation where King Von was actually putting hands and feet on some guy by the name of 051 Freaky, man. What about that situation do you believe is true, or is any of this just made up? Go ahead, kick what you can.
I ain't made up. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Nigga here, one idea, people's on his arm. It got to the point where, you know what I'm saying, we had a court date that day. It just so happened he had a court date that day. And Vaughn came in the bullpen. He was like, man, you know this nigga got bro on his arm and shit. I was like, nah, I ain't know that. He went over there, I let him and shit. He came back to me. I'm a professional cuff popper, so you know what I'm saying? I could get out them cuffs easy. It's easy, you know what I'm saying? So I got him out the cuffs. Shit, he did his thing. That's true, you know what I'm saying? That's me and bro on there. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We had end up going to say it for that shit and shit like that.
Now you just referred to yourself as a professional cuff popper, man, right? Pause. But when you're getting out of the cuff, like, how is that even possible? You know, most people, their mind can't fathom that somebody could actually slip some cuffs like the way that we saw King Von slipped them cuffs? Was that due to you helping him, or what's the logistics here?
Basically, when you in jail, you know how to do everything. Anything as I'm talking about anything, I can set a fire without using the damn life. It's like you learn all type in prison, bro. Like easy shit, simple shit that we wouldn't think of on this outside world. Because of course, we ain't thinking like that. We focus on fire out of life. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody ever think we'd be able to get out no cuffs. Who would think we'd be able to get out some cuffs? But then you start learning this shit. You start learning about the cuffs and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this got a spring on it. So if I stick something in there and I can play with the spring, then I can get the cuffs off my arm.
That's great.
If the cuffs ain't tight enough around my wrist and my hand is like I can put some water around my wrist and on my hand to wet it up and like slip the cuffs off of my hand, then I'll do that too.
That's crazy. Because
it's easy, man.
And without any causing any major, injury to your wrist or your hand at all.
Yeah, dude. We used to play crazy with them all the time. Like we would play crazy with the COs. Like, man, you putting these cuffs tight seal on my wrist, man.
All right, Big Mike. So there were several different situations that you yourself had also allegedly been involved in prison, man. And with all this jail footage going on around here, we saw a video of King Von allegedly beating up a guy by the name of 051 Freaky, and he had slipped the cuffs with your help, some say, right? Could you break down that situation and how that came to be?
Right, so it was a mother who he had one eye, homies that had passed away on his arm, and you know what I'm saying? Vaughn came up and out. We had caught with the nigga the same day. Shit, we ain't know we had caught with him though, but we get in there. I'm already in there already. I press my back up against the wall. Vaughn comes in. He tells me like, man, you know this nigga got fuck bro on his arm and shit. I'm like, nah, I ain't know that. So he walk over there. You know what I'm saying? The nigga Freaky, he say something to him and shit. He come back to me. He tried to get the cuffs off by himself at first. Then he come back to me like, man, get these cuffs up off. So I did my little 1-2 on it. You know, I'm a professional cuff popper. I did my little 1-2 on it and shit. Got him out. And see, he went crazy after that. The nigga was trying to run around the bullpen, trying to hide, trying to duck behind people and shit. You know what I'm saying? And he got his ass whooped in us. Shit.
Now, that's funny that you refer to yourself as a professional cuff popper. Now, what does that entail? What makes you consider yourself a professional cuff popper?
Because it's like getting out the cuffs is like super easy. It's like, once I learned, you know, in prison, you learn stuff. You learn how to do any thing, set a fire without a lighter, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I learned how to play with the spring inside the cuffs. So basically, if I figured out if I could play with that spring, you get that spring to move even just a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I could easily just start getting the cuffs to start coming off a little easy. Or if I ain't doing the cuff popping, if the cuffs is loose enough, you know, you can wet the cuffs and your hand, and you can slip your hand up out of there. If it's enough room, we just slip it right up out of there. It's gonna come right out. It's gonna slip out. It's your hand wet. You know what I'm saying? And they try and shit to where it's getting caught on your skin or nothing. It's just gonna slip right on.
Wow, and it's amazing to see that you're able to do that without even causing any injury to your hand. You know what I mean?
No injury at all. Some people might cause some injury to that shit, but if you can squeeze it and pull the cuff at the same time, like squeeze your hand in and pull the cuff off at the same time, it's like you decent. I'd have seen some people like they just scratch their hand up and stuff trying to get the cuff off and stuff like that. But for the most part, shit's easy, bro.
And I guess what do they say? What's the phrase about the idle hands being the devil's playground or whatever?
Oh yeah, myself.
And I'm surprised a lot of cats in prison are so ingenuitive. You know what I mean? They can actually come up with these different things to do, like making fire out of nowhere, slipping cuffs. making all sorts of different shanks and things like that. And I'm not saying you made any of that, but it's wild, man, that how creative sometimes the human mind can be. You know what I mean? Now,
they ain't got no choice but to think in prison. You ain't got nothing else to do.
See. All right. So next, man, just to close off the topic, Big Mike, of you being in prison, you get the good news that you had won your appeal and you're going to be released. So what was that feeling like, finding out that you were actually going to be released from prison after all that time?
At first, it ain't even feel real. It was basically like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't feel real at first because I had did so much time and then it was still like, I was still basically institutionalized. Like, okay, I finished. I went up there, the lawyer told me I won the appeal. I went back to the deck and did exactly the same shit I do at any other time. Made some food, kick it with the guys, get on the phone. I told people, yeah, I won my appeal and shit like that. But like the real feeling to come home ain't kick in until I actually went back to the Cook County jail and had to go through that process all over again. That's when the feeling kicked in. When I was like, okay, yeah, I won my appeal. This shit is real. You know what I'm saying? And when I was going through the court process and shit like that, it didn't look too good at first. It looked like this judge could possibly give me the same time again. He let me know that. He said, I could give you exactly that same time I gave you the first time, right back, just under a different charge. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of did have a hope at first, stuff like that. But for some reason, his tone, it changed. It's like he wasn't on that with me long. He was like, man, you know what I'm saying? When you was wild and you was this age and now you this age, I feel like you learned your lesson. So I'm just going to give you 11 years, 85%. You still got to go sit down and do another year. That's when the real happiness kicked in because I knew like, oh, one more year and I'm gone. So when it did my other year with no problems, no complications, I wasn't doing nothing to get into it with no staff no more, none of that. Like I really had turned myself into a real lane. Like I wasn't no nuts.
Nah, that was smart. So that whole time, how difficult is it? I got to ask this just to dig a little deeper. How difficult is it to keep your nose clean for a whole year in prison?
It's really hard because you have people that's going to be wanting to try you. You might have to bite your tongue on something. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause there's a lot of shit in prison that get you up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you bump into him the wrong way, he gonna scratch off on you. You owe somebody a couple of noodles or some anything from commissary, and you don't give it to him on commissary day, he gonna take off on. So like a lot of shit, it's hard to duck it, but it really ain't that hard when you known for being, you know what I'm saying, like they didn't know what I was gonna do next. So it was like, all right, we just gonna leave him alone, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so you had already built a reputation, so they knew better than to try to test you. It's what it's not like.
They knew I was snapping at the moment. You know what I'm saying? I got that bipolar side of me. Like when I get mad, it's like it's hard to turn off. You gonna have to give me some music or something. I'm gonna have to put some headphones on, listen to some music or something for me to even, you know what I'm saying, get away from all that shit. Or lock me in my cell so I can calm down. Because if I'm out there in that day room and you just did something, I'm finna beat the fuck out you. It's finna be to the point where you finna get really fucked up and I'm embarrassed you out here in front of everybody type shit. So.
That's crazy, man. Well, I'm glad that you were able to make it through that year. Now, when you finally get out, how long did it take before you linked back up with your brother Wooski?
The same day. The first day I got out, I talked to all my people. Like I'm a family man anyway. So when I first got out, I was talking to my people. I mean, not all my people, because there was some people that I never heard from while I was locked up. And then when I came home, they wouldn't kick it, reach out to me about they missed me. I was a letter away. You know what I'm saying? Anything you could have told my mama, like ask my mama how I'm doing and shit like that. Like it's family members that weren't reaching out at all, which I don't fault them. I don't even get no fuck. That shit don't matter to me. But the ones that was there and the ones that, you know what I'm saying, that I'm locked in with, like I talked to all my family members. You know, I talked to my little brother on a daily basis. Right before this interview, I was just on the phone with him. So
that's crazy, man. And so the whole time, and I've seen your other interviews, you know, cheat code type stuff, right? And the whole time you had remained in communication with Wooski, even through his trials and tribulations in the streets. Had that bond never been broken? It was like always, you were checking in on him and making sure things were right.
Oh yeah, it's always like that, and it's always gonna be like that. You know what I'm saying? I check on all my brothers. You feel me? I make sure they straight. You know what I'm saying? The relationship is powerful. You feel me? It's like you can't be broken. You can't break the relationship I got with my brothers because that's just who we are. We gonna ride with each other no matter what. It don't matter who you is, no matter where you from. It don't matter if you got a name. They could be calling your ass the boogeyman. They could be calling you the boogeyman. When you go to sleep and have them nightmares, you're gonna see us coming.
Now, what's even crazier is you've got a brother Wooski whose name was ringing out, I mean loud, like it dropped computers. It was really a big thing in the Chicago drill culture, man. What kind of feeling is that, man?
I mean, it was a good feeling at first, and then it turned into a bad feeling because I started growing. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, at first it was like, yeah, you nigga, y'all scared of my brother that. You know what I'm saying? He dropped the song, which I'm not too fond of the song because it's a lot of people up in there that I cared about in that song.
Understandable.
But he was doing this thing though, you know what I'm saying? And I was proud. Like, yeah, that's my brother, you know what I'm saying? That's little bro. He gonna get on your ass type shit. Like he was that. He still is that, you know what I'm saying? But then as I started growing and I started realizing the shit we out here doing and shit like that, and we get not putting ourselves in these positions because all this shit lead to is jail or death. You know what I'm saying? We either gonna go to jail or we gonna die.
Now, do you feel like with all growing older and having a better understanding of all those situations, because, when you're young, you're just young, you're doing crazy stuff and you're not old by any means. You're still a young cat per se, right? But now you're mature. There's a difference there, right?
Yes.
Do you consider yourselves one of the lucky ones?
Well, you can say that. I do consider myself one of the lucky.
Nah, go ahead and keep it real, man. Do you feel that or not?
You can say it, but I definitely don't feel like I'm one of the lucky ones though. Because I'm still dealing with a lot of, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like being lucky means that I'd have made it all the way out. I'm decent. I can go get put up. I got my together. I got my money together. My family straight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't got none of that. My family not straight yet. You know what I'm saying? I ain't put up all the way yet. I'm not. My mind ain't fully developed yet. I still got growing to do, just like a lot of. See, I learn shit every day though. Every day I learn something.
I get it, man, because life is a grind. That's for real, man. That's for real. And I did like how you talked about just a second ago, how in each of your interviews you talked about the fact that how you value family and those bonds, and how you never swayed from those bonds. No matter how tough things got in the streets or even behind bars, man.
Right.
A salute, man. Salute to that, man. That's for real. But what's another aspect of this is, all right, you're out, right? All of a sudden, everybody's throwing the camera in your face. You're Big Mike from O Block. People are connecting you to this King Von situation and all that, the cases and things like that, the arrests, whatever the time that you did. You got Wooski as your brother, which is another huge aspect of Chicago drill culture. You know what I'm saying? Humongous, right?
Right.
What in the world, like, take me through your very first steps in starting to do interviews and things like that. Were you comfortable with that?
At first, I wasn't finna do shit. I was just gonna come home and chill so I wouldn't have to jump back into this game. I didn't want to get back into this game, you feel me? Because this game got me all this time in prison like that. So I really wasn't even looking forward to doing none of that shit. It's just a constant, people steady constantly reaching out to my brother like, man, I'm trying to link up with your brother. You know what I'm saying? It just was constant. And then, it was like trying to find a job. It was getting hard. And it was like I was getting impatient. And I was like, I'm about to see what DJU talking about and see the type of money that I can make from this, see what's going on. I can sit down and talk to some for an hour or two or something like that. Probably not even that. Let's see where that shit gonna go. So I started off with DJU, you know what I'm saying? Shout out DJU, he the one put me through the door. You know what I'm saying? He opened all the doors for me and made it possible. But I did me and DJU, we went back and forth for like 3-4 days on trying to figure out the number and stuff like that. But, when we came up with our number, you know what I'm saying, I went and sat down and did the interview or whatnot. And I actually was comfortable sitting down doing it.
Okay. And it seemed that way. It didn't seem like you were camera shy. Some people, like, especially a lot of street dudes, man, they get in the camera and all of a sudden it's like somebody has them under questioning or something. Like, not questioning, that's a bad example, man. Hold up. But they like, they it's not fluid. It's not like they're not as confident as cocky in those situations. You seem to, in that DJU interview and your other interviews, you seem to go right into it like it was nothing.
Man, because it really ain't. Because the thing about me is like, I'm going to say what I need to say. I'm going to say it. I don't give no fuck how you feel about it or not. Because one thing about me, I don't give no fuck what people think about me. I don't worry about that. I don't think about it. It's not nothing that's ever on my mind. So for me to be up there, like, and I'm on some shy shit, it's like, you shy ass nigga, what the fuck? You in the streets, people think you a gangster and all of this, but when you get in front of this camera, you just like looking goofy as hell or something like that. Like, man.
It happens all the time, which is crazy, man.
I said it, I watched a couple of interviews. I don't even watch my own shit, but I watched a couple of interviews and shit like that and see, you know what I'm saying? People up lying and all types.
Now, you got to admit, though, this is a different animal, especially when you're dealing with social media, rumors and things like that, man, because there is even a rumor that was put out there. I believe you already squashed it, but somebody was saying that you had got shot in the face and you had said something about never being shot. Go ahead and kick it for me. Like, what's up with this shot rumor?
Because I got a birthmark on my face, bro. I was born with this birthmark on my face. Everybody think that this is from a bullet hole, and it's not, because some goofy ass blogger or something like that put it out on the internet that I had let Lil B shoot me in my face.
That's crazy.
Before in my life. I ain't never been shot before. I don't even know how that rumor even started. I don't know if it was somebody using me as clickbait. I don't know if it was just heard something from another man and thought to run with it, but that shit is false information.
So for the record, you've actually never been shot before, and knock on wood, right?
And I ain't never been shot before. I'm gonna knock on this wood though. But I don't too much worry about getting shot because the way I move, I'm not in the streets like that. I be with my people.
Nah, that's smart, man. That's a good point. That adds a whole other level of security there too. You know what I mean? If you're not messing around, it's harder to get into issues.
Exactly. Because if you can't see me, how the fuck you gonna shoot?
That's a good point. That's impossible.
Impossible. You can't see me. People hardly ever see me. I pop out there once in a while, throw some little shit up on the internet just to let people see that I'm still a human being, that I'm still a person, that I still like to have fun. I still like to kick it with my family. I still like to do things that normal people do.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because recently you did a live where you were on social media and you were talking about the fact that you felt like they were trying to blackball you. Now, what did you mean by that statement when you were saying that they were trying to blackball you?
I think the blackball coming in because I see where I could potentially go. Everybody can see where I could potentially go with this. If I keep on rapping and I keep on being consistent with this, everybody know I'm gonna be the next best thing coming out of Chicago. So it's like I feel like there's people in my ears, certain ears, you know what I'm saying, that's like on straight like goofy shit, you know what I'm saying? No, hell no, man, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people that's from Chicago right now, they music at a standstill. Like they could post a song and get like 47K views in 2 months on they when I did 100K in a day. So it's like I feel like it's a blackball situation going on. I'm not for sure. You know what I'm saying? And tried to hack my page and everything. Somebody tried to hack my page.
Whoa.
Page.
Yeah, man, you would be amazed at the level that haters would go, man, just to stifle some success, right? And the fact that somebody tried to hack your page, that's almost common to this point, especially when it comes to drill rappers and their Instagram pages. Like you guys run through Instagram pages like it's nobody's business, right?
I thought I was gonna have to make another one here, but you know what I'm saying? My people and my manager and them, they went and did some shit and shit, the page was good. But somebody definitely tried to fold my shit up though.
Now that's a part of the game too. You know, especially if you're successful, you're doing your thing. It's just a testament that somebody's jealous of what you got going on, or they want to stifle your success. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they doing that shit for the wrong reasons though. They need to go out and get their own money, do their own shit. Gotta worry about what I'm doing.
Facts. Hey, I put stop that one down. I'm with you there. Now, you dropped a song immediately and a video immediately as well. And it was called Out Now. Now, I've seen different remixes of Out Now, and people have started immediately breaking down the lyrics and picking them apart, right? Now, there's one particular line in Out Now where you said, pick your brother up. People have attributed that to a diss to Lil Durk. What's up with that line and what's up with that part of the song?
People be crazy, man. I'm telling you, these fans are just, you know what I'm saying? The fans control everything. Like I said before, the fans control everything. I just say some random shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Playing tough, get your ass or some shit like that. And everybody go automatically think that I'm talking about on. You feel me? So it's like, what I'm supposed to watch what the fuck I'm saying in my songs because of what the fans gonna make other niggas think. So if the fans will make you think that I'm talking about your brother, then it is what it is. Come do something about it. At the same time, them lyrics is just lyrics, bro. Them drill lyrics. That's all they is. It's drill lyrics. I'm saying shit that a drill artist would say. It's not necessarily meaning that I'm talking about a certain person. You feel me?
Now, to be honest, and for a little bit of pushback, there was an issue that happened last year, right? I did an interview with a rapper by the name of Rico Reckless. Now, right. Rico Reckless had made a statement in that interview regarding several rappers who need to go and do something for their brothers, right? And it started this whole situation where he was supposed to fight one of the rappers. It was the whole thing, right? So when you see that situation unfold, there's only specific, and this goes back to the lyric. When people pick that apart, they're only going to attribute that to certain people, but that could go towards several people, right?
Right. But if I was on the outside looking in, if I was a fan on the outside looking in too, and I heard that song, I swear up and down, that person was talking about Durk. You see it?
Yeah. So officially, could you say, can you confirm or deny? Or you just gonna leave it at?
Because this the thing, I ain't cleaning up shit. That's one thing I ain't doing. I'm not cleaning up shit. So I ain't confirming it, nor I'm denying it. I'm gonna let people keep talking about what they talking about. I'm gonna let the trolls do them. They ain't doing shit but boosting the algorithm, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, do y'all thing. Troll, you be a fan, you do your thing. You got other put videos out. That's just keeping me talked about, bro. And the more y'all talk about me, the more money I'm gonna make.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Now, have you heard anything from Lil Durk's side of his camp or anybody reached out to you?
Hell no.
Okay, so is there, and just to clarify, when it comes to you being from O Block or whatnot, what is your relationship with like people from like Lamrod or Normal or, you know, Lil Durk and those cats? Like, what's up with that? In the industry, the way that rap fans see it is that you guys are all one unit, united, but is that really how things are?
And it's okay. Inside the camps, I'm my own camp though. I'm my own. I ain't got no count. You feel me? I'm my own count. But at the same time, and inside those camps, there be a lot of that people don't know about on the inside because it ain't being talked about. Like it be a lot of going on. Like he mad because he ain't signed or he got signed for this and you just signed him for this or like that. It's jealousy, envy involved with it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people hating. It's a lot of shit goes on inside of that. You know what I'm saying? When I was locked in with bro now, you feel me? I mean, everybody, we was moving as one, but we still had a lot of beef. We still would get into it with each other and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? If you got a homie that you ain't never had a disagreement with or y'all ain't never disagreed on nothing. Y'all ain't never had no type of argument or nothing like that. That ain't your homie. That's a yes man that's around you. That's whether to say yes to everything or whether to sweep everything under the rug. If you my brother, I call you my brother, and I see you did so wrong, I'm gonna let your ass know. You feel me? Whether you like it or not, we got to fight over this shit or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of shit going on.
That's solid. Most people would agree with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if I ain't ever been into it with you and I'm telling everybody you my homie and we ain't never had no disagreement or nothing like that, then your ass just a yes man. You willing to say yes to everything I say. I tell your ass go jump off that building over there, you walk around, go do it. So it's like, that be the type of shit that's going on in these camps. These motherfuckers be having a lot of yes men around them that's gonna do whatever they tell them type shit. Like, even though he know that was wrong, he still ain't gonna say nothing about it. That's because he a yes man, you feel me? That's the type of that be going on that breaks it apart because the whole shit in for so long and then something drastic could happen and then now all this shit coming out now all of a sudden. Like, why you in bed to your was this? You feel it?
Yeah. And yes man have killed a lot of successful companies and crews in the rap game, man. It happens all the time.
Because maybe if you would have spoke up and said something, maybe that wouldn't have happened. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a certain situation y'all could have avoided.
Nah, agreed. Now, man, I want to switch a little bit, man, and just to before we dig into these other little topics or not even little topics regarding Chicago drill culture specifically, I want to ask you about a more broad topic, man. What do you think about all these hip hop beefs in the mainstream?
The hip hop beefs, I ain't gonna lie, to me, and it's just my opinion, the hip hop beefs, that'd be like some political, like be doing that for you got chasing clout, you got trying to promote their album by getting into a beef with another artist, so the fans gon', oh yeah, he got a album releasing on this day. I know he finna say a bunch of shit about this dude, his album and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And it to me, it's all just politics. Some of the beefs be kind of real. You know what I'm saying? Some of the beefs do be real. A lot of the beefs I feel like in the that's going on in hip hop right now be fake beefs. That's just to keep people tuned in. That's just to keep the public eye like, okay, they into it. We just seen his interview. He said this about him. Now we just seen his interview. He just said this about him. He got a song that's finna come out. So everybody finna listen to that song. So it's going to do numbers. It's going to do numbers.
It's a proven formula. You know what I mean?
They're going to be tuned into it.
Nah, I think you hitting the nail on the head, especially with a lot of these like smaller beefs within and these different rappers, because obviously it does generate sales, right?
It do. Yeah. The money come in. Of course, I'll get into it with your ass to get my popping and go listen to my song. And now I just did 5 million views or something like that off a little beef that I had with you on the internet. Like, come on now.
Yeah, it makes it an easy win. Like that's no decision, man. It's too easy to do, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be talked about. All the bloggers gonna talk about it. All the bloggers gonna make videos about it. So it's like money gonna be generated off of that one little beef.
Now, when it comes to Chicago drill rap, you guys' on wax beef is a lot more serious, right, than what's going on in the mainstream. Right. But has anybody, since you've received some fame and you've got these big interviews and did all these numbers, Has anybody approached you yet and came to you and said, hey, man, offline, you want to beef? You know what I'm saying? You want to strike up, do this for some views?
No, I don't really be with niggas like that though. People really don't, I don't want to get into it with nobody neither, but people really don't want to be into it with me because I'm proud. But at the same time, I ain't even on that type of time no more. So, I mean, to get the views and shit like that, a lot of people doing anything. They doing whatever. They seeing whatever. You know what I'm saying? They in their interviews, they lie just to get people tuned in, and then it'll be a whole bunch of shit going on. It create another situation, that create another situation, that create a beef, that create some other shit, and then it generate money. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody came to me playing with me, you know what I'm saying, or trying to even get a tour with me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
nah, it makes sense. Nah. And what you said is factual because we see a lot of people doing a lot of troll stuff to get attention on social media. I mean, it's to the point where Dewberry, I don't know if you're familiar with Dewberry, he recently said, here's like the next thing you're going to have somebody, eating their own thing there just to get some clicks and likes because these guys are trying hard out here these days. You know what I mean?
They doing whatever. Yes. Or that tell you a story, make you believe that shit, and the fans gonna run with it.
Yeah, and they do, man. The fans eat it up, man. They eat it up. Now, on the same vein, since we got that out of the way, I want to talk about some of these fallacies and things that you've pointed out yourself in different interviews. And most specifically, I want to talk about Jakira K.I., you know what I mean? And rest in peace, no disrespect to her or family or anything like that. But there's a lot of mystery around her specifically because of the documentary that was released on, I think it was like the Learning Channel or something like that. It's like the Diary of a Gangster Girl or something like that. Now, we've had several people come out to say, a lot of this was fabricated and made up. Like a lot of this isn't true. And you've been one of those people who has pointed out some of the inconsistencies in some of those stories. So for the record, man, was K.I. really like that?
She was a gangster. I give it to that. I won't take nothing away from K.I. legacy except for the that they falsely putting on her. You know what I'm saying? Like they saying she did shit that she didn't do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like she was that. She was a gangster, every bit of it. You know what I'm saying? One of the first female gangsters I ever seen in my life that really get out. Like she was really like that. You know what I'm saying? She's I done seen it with my own eyes. You know what I'm saying? That was like she used to be in my crib all the time. You know what I'm saying? So my mama, you know what I'm saying, treated her like that was her daughter. And so like she was like that. Don't get it twisted at all and think that she wasn't. She was like that, but at the same time, these documentaries and shit is being people making them too traumatic.
Oh yeah, I get it.
Putting a little bit too much on it. You know what I'm saying? She was like that, but they giving it too much. Like she was just like a who was just, oh, there go K.I. and move out the way type shit. Like
yeah. Like they paid like the documentary that I'm talking about, and have you seen it?
I seen it.
Yeah, that was like a major news publication. That was like on regular TV. You know what I'm saying? And they painted her like she was Omar from The Wire. You know what I'm saying? Like she was really, I don't know if you get that reference, but like they was really making it seem like she was, about that life. But you're saying she really was like that, but it wasn't to that extent.
Yeah, it wasn't to that extent. They putting too much on it. If you a fan and you, let's just say you from the UK somewhere or something like that, or not even the UK, you could be from right here in the United States, from Massachusetts or something like that, and you don't know nothing about what's going on in Chicago, I can say anything and you're going to believe it.
Yeah, because that's the only account that they have of it. You know what I mean?
Actually, I could say something and put it out there in the interview, and the fans that's on the outside that don't know shit about what's going on in Chicago gonna believe me because I'm from Chicago.
And it seemed that way. Now, what about the things in the documentary, specifically in the other documentaries about K.I. that you believe weren't true, or for a fact weren't true?
About the situation where they was talking about that she supposedly killed bro. That's false information. I know it's false information. And who killed bro, to keep it 100, is locked up doing 100 years. He ain't never coming home. He locked up in a whole nother state on a whole nother case that he ain't never coming home from. You know what I'm saying? So her claim, everybody thought she did it at simple fact because, okay, maybe she was there when that happened. But the real reason is because of her Twitter account. She kept like posting little shit about it, and you know what I'm saying, like slaying little slick shit, posting pictures, you know what I'm saying, with the same gun that old head like that, and just doing little shit that's, you know what I'm saying. So that made everybody think like she had something to do with it. Like she keeps speaking on this shit like that the whole time. She was just chasing the clout.
Interesting, man. That's crazy. I know that when the first time you said it, a lot of people were like, whoa. But now hearing it a couple of times, you know, and you take into account all the tweets that were going on, because at the same time, you had King Von doing a lot of tweeting. I mean, everybody involved with the whole situation during that time, or not involved, we'll say that too. Right. There was a lot of tweeting going on. And between her and King Von, in the documentary, they tried to make it seem like he was trying to reach out to her for some sort of love situation. Like, is any of that true?
He liked it. Yes, that is true. He liked her. He was a gangster and a female body. You feel me? So it was like, what Chicago driller, killer, you know what I'm saying? People scared of will want to have a female that's exactly like you ride with you.
Yeah, no, I get the logic there. You know what I'm saying? Especially, so that, man, I dismissed that as well as maybe being false, but you're saying that was true as well.
Oh, that was true. He liked her. You know what I'm saying? I was out during that time, so I know that he liked her. You know what I'm saying? She was a gangster. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to fuck on it. You feel me? So
interesting, man. Crazy, man. So, man, let's go ahead and go off of that and actually go to some more recent events, right? So recently they had the FBG Butta case that came to a close. Right. Six of the defendants were found guilty in the case. One of those being a up-and-coming rapper himself by the name of Muwop, and another guy by the name of Murda. Now, Murda is alleged to be one of your best friends. Have you had any communications with Murda or Muwop, and what do you think about this whole FBG Butta case?
No, I ain't had no communication yet. You know what I'm saying? I had plans on reaching out to Murda. I know Muwop. You know what I'm saying? Like, me and Murda, like, we've been through a lot together. You know what I'm saying? Me and bro, you know, it's a picture on the internet right now from when we was young. You know what I'm saying? I think that picture from like 2008 or something, where he was holding the 357 and I was holding the 9. Like, that's old. That's like 2008 or something. You know what I'm saying? But me and bro, like, we used to be together all the time. You know what I'm saying? That was one of my closest friends. And it's like, that situation is like, I mean, it's the streets, but at the same time, you crashed out though. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's downtown, bro.
Yeah, and the way that it played out, all on camera and everything, and it was in the Gold Coast, or a relatively rich neighborhood, you know what I mean? Or not even relatively, a ritzy neighborhood, right? With very expensive shops, cameras looking at cameras. It did seem like a crash out mission. Like, did you feel disappointed because of that point?
I did feel disappointed because I feel like got too old and you too grown now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Leave that for them kids. You know what I'm saying? Them shorties that want to do that. Let them do that. Like, you supposed to be doing something else. Go buy some buildings or something like that. Invest your money and shit like that. Or, you know what I'm saying? The way our minds working right now, where we trying to, you know what I'm saying? The who already in it, they in it already. They stuck. It's over with. The only way they're going to be able to get out is if they want to get out. But when you get to the youth and the motherfuckers that ain't in it yet, we can try to keep them from doing this shit. That's what we're supposed to be trying to do. As being our age, I'm 33. Me and C Murda and Los. You know what I'm saying? We all the same age. So it's like, I felt like in that situation, it was like, it's crazy. But at the same time, like, one can never give up hope. You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of people on the internet talk about, okay, they ain't never coming home. They ass fried. It's over with. Ain't no appeal. Ain't none of this. Ain't none of that. But you never know what might happen, bro. You never know what might happen. Like, one of the things that you know what I'm saying, I told them was like, you know what I'm saying, like, y'all couldn't even show none of their faces on the fucking cameras. Like, you couldn't see nobody's face on the cameras. Like, there's always somebody that look like somebody. It's niggas out there that look like me, all with dreads. So what if that was somebody else and that wasn't even me? You feel me? So, but I wouldn't give up hope on, you know what I'm saying? I know don't want to see them come home because of what they did, you know what I'm saying? Which, bro, like, his mama got ear right to feel how she feel, say what she say about us and her being killed. You know what I'm saying? She got every right to feel like that. She got every right to feel that they should spend the rest of their life in jail. I'm never going to take that away from her. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that you can't just give up hope because you never know what might happen in them courses. And one or more of them might end up getting free.
Yeah, I agree, because we've seen crazy stuff happen before where people have had life sentences, didn't even have a date, and it got overturned. So, you know, if you go in there and you actually have a date, you know, anything can happen. Any law can get passed, anything can happen. So you're 100% correct.
You know what I'm saying? They might find out it was a corrupt FBI agent on the case or something like that, or anything, any technicality, any little thing that they can figure out. They can potentially, one or more of them can end up getting the fuck up out of that. People need to start preparing themselves for that. Like, y'all now, but at the same time, one or more of them might end up touching these streets again. You feel me?
Now, what do you think about some of the back and forth that's been playing out on social media between the defendants? They're saying they're starting to split things up. Is that common? Do you think that people are like, okay, now I got to look out for self because of the situation or what, you know, I'm definitely probably going to have to play this out on my own?
Right. I seen what you're talking about, but at the same time, that shit might not even be true. You know what I'm saying? These is bloggers and stuff that's putting this information out there. Like, to hear it from the person is different from hearing it from a blogger or something like that claim that this come from this person's mouth. You know what I'm saying? So they might not even be split. This might just what people putting out into the universe and making everybody think. You know what I'm saying? They might be in that 10 toes down, or they might is. One or more of them might is feeling like, man, I'm not finna do the rest of my life over here. I'm about to hell no. You know what I'm saying? You never know what's going on. We don't know. The only people who know that getting split or if somebody finna get down or something like that is them.
That's true. That's true. And to be perfectly honest, the very first person I heard that from was Trench's News. You know what I mean? So I don't know where to take that from because he was actually a witness in the case against them. So it's a slippery slope. It's a complicated situation, right?
The only way he can know that information is if he talked to one of them and they told him like, yeah, this what I'm finna do. That, you know what I'm saying? That's the only way.
So what do you think, like, okay, the best thing going forward for them is probably to just, I don't know, what would be your advice if you could give advice to the old Block 6 right now?
And kick their feet up because it's going to take some time. Appeals is not easy. That shit do not come overnight. You feel me? It don't come overnight. It ain't no instant thing that happened where you just got convicted and then a year later, your sentence got overturned and you're out. We dealing with this. We dealing with the feds. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be way harder than fighting the appeal on a state case. So kick their feet up, get in that law library. Even if you got a paid attorney that's doing all that work, do the research on your own too. You know what I'm saying? Go do some research on your own, figure out some shit on your own. You know what I'm saying? It's like you got to figure it out so you can make it happen. Like, because you might see something that your lawyer don't see.
That would be
that your lawyer don't see.
That would be wild. That would be wild, man. Because I mean, like you said, what is it? The fruit of a poisonous tree or whatever. Like one thing be wrong, it could affect another part of the tree, and then next thing you know, you can win your appeal, right?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But you, at the same time, when you going through that, you gotta believe that you're finna get out. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people don't believe in that type of shit, but I do. You gotta believe that you finna get released up out that place. Because if you believe you finna get released up out that place, you know what I'm saying? You can speak that shit into existence. You know, they say your words have power. So the more you talk about it, the more you stand on it, the more you move accordingly with what you're saying, it's gonna happen. If it's there, it's there. If it's a loophole there, it's a loophole there. Figure it out, find it, and it's gonna fuck everybody's ears up. Because when you come home, they're gonna be like, what the? People gonna be mad if one or more of them come home. Yeah, people gonna be mad. But at the same time, the only they can be mad if they come home is his mama and his family. That's it. You feel it? But all these shit, y'all mad because this, they just say it's Muwop get out. You know what I'm saying? Now they mad. You know what I'm saying? Or Close get out, or she murdered one of them get out, or something like that. People mad. Now they jealous. They hating. You know what I'm saying? They talking shit. The criminal justice system is fucked up now all of a sudden because I got let free. The criminal justice system is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? It should have been fucked up before I got set free. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, they just need to, you know, focus in that motherfucker. Don't pay attention. Don't really try to focus on what's going on out here in the streets because that shit gonna drive you crazy. Just focus on you and making it back home to your kids, to your mama. You know what I'm saying? To your nieces, your nephews, your brothers, your sisters. That's what the main. Crash out. You feel me? They crash out. They get to fighting. They get to doing all the drugs. They get to beating up on the COs. And just losing their mind.
Nah, well said. I think if they, hopefully someday they listen to this and hear that and they take that advice, man. So Big Mike, man, I wanted to ask you about some other things that are going on out there in Chicago, and specifically in the drill culture. And we kind of talked about the FBG Butta case, but there's a lot of things going on with, you know, people who are allegedly involved in the streets being thrown into this case who are also bloggers, right? So you got a guy by the name of Trenches News, right? And he's doing relatively well for himself as a blogger, man. I'm impressed. Like, I used to blog back in the day. I'm impressed, man, and he's consistent. But he gives an account of how things played out in the street when he was there and how they played out in these cases, right?
Right.
To your knowledge, had you ever known Trenches News? Did you know him?
I did. I bumped into him a few times in the street. I did.
So what did you know about Trenches News, and are all the stories that he tells valid?
I mean, I can't confirm a lot of the stories, you know what I'm saying? Because I have no knowledge of some of the stuff that he be talking about. Like, I have no knowledge of the majority of what he be talking about. You know what I'm saying? Now, is some of his maybe dramatic? It might be, you know what I'm saying? A lot of the that he talking about, I don't know about. It's news to me. You know what I'm saying? They come across my shit. I might click on a few of them and just check it out and listen to it or whatever and see what's going on. But majority of that he talking about, I have no knowledge of, because at the same time, I've been locked up majority of my life. So it's like, I really don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, and plus I ain't even seen all of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just seeing like the recent shit. Like when he bring up the stuff about like that's recently happened. You know what I'm saying? That's that I be seeing like that. But a lot of the old that was out before I was even home, I never seen it. So I don't know what he talking about in his little interviews or whatnot. But I mean, I used to see him a lot, you know what I'm saying, on 63rd. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes he'd be by Rothschild, sometimes he'd be in the old at that time he was calling Parkway Gardens. It was the regular name Parkway Gardens and shit. But it was he just used to be running around with Lil Day and them, you know what I'm saying, doing that niggas do every day, chase money, trying to get high and all that type of shit. Like I ain't never really seen him do nothing like out of the ordinary.
Now, what's crazy is he mentions you a lot, and he talks about, living in Parkway Gardens. During the time that he lived there, had you ever just like, what were your interactions? Did y'all ever have any beef or anything, or were y'all cool?
No, I ain't never had no beef with Trenches, man. And if I would have had beef with Trenches probably would be out of that, around that time. But now, when you got certain motherfuckers like, you could be from the block, but you really not on shit like that. You just on some players. You might want to just smoke and drink and shit like that. You going out hustling and getting the money for you to smoke and drink. Because that's all what the young niggas used to do back then anyway. They hustle all day to smoke all day, drink all day, and all day. That's it.
So obviously when you make those references, you're kind of saying that you saw Trench's moves mostly in passing. You really didn't see him like in the streets active or involved in any of the activities or anything, right?
No, I never seen him really like do nothing. When I used to see him, they just used to be, it was a what's up, bro? And then keep it moving type of shit. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't see me. He probably was seen me in action before. I don't know shit if he was around when I was doing shit, but he knows how I was getting down in the hood. He know my name been ringing bells in the hood. Like I was always one of the ones on the front line and shit like that. So he know a lot of, you know what I'm saying? He know shit. Like he know what I was doing around that. He know how I had niggas nervous like that because I was unpredictable.
Now, what's crazy is you mentioned another name by the name of Lil Dave. Now, is that the same Lil Dave from O Block? Or O Block Lil Dave? Okay. Now, there was I bring his name into this for this reason. I'm specifically talking about a lot of the people involved in the case that actually testified in the case. So O Block Lil Dave was one of the people who testified, man. Had you had any experience with him? Because I know he's a younger cat and you were locked up during most of that time. But did you know about that situation?
No, I ain't even know. I just recently found out, you know what I'm saying, through the internet. You know what I'm saying? The internet, you find out any thing if you trying to figure something out. It wasn't necessarily that I was trying to figure it out. It's just when I be scrolling on YouTube, you see little videos that the bloggers make like that. And at that time, I was keeping up with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Trying to figure out what was going on like that. And his name there came across. But I actually never seen him before, personally, in my life.
Okay. So when you found out that he had testified, against the O Block 6, you had no dog in the fight, it seems, right?
No, I didn't know what was going on,
Okay. Nah, it makes sense. It makes sense. Now, the next name that was closely related to this case was FBG Butta. Now,
right.
what is your relationship with FBG Butta? And have you had any interactions with him in the past?
I ain't never had no interactions with him. Like, I done bumped into him, you know what I'm saying, at my mama's crib and shit like that. Shit, I done bumped into him before, but I ain't never had no interactions, no words with him, none of that type of shit.
So at no time in the past had you ever ran into Butta and it was up, or you just didn't know him at all? Or hold on. So basically, from what I'm gathering from what you're saying is your mom's house was kind of like a meeting spot or a place where you guys all, interacted or whatnot. But in that time period, it seemed like things were peaceful because obviously it's your mom's house, right?
It gotta be peaceful at my mama's house. You disrespect my mama's house, you get the wrath of me and my little brother. I don't get no it don't matter who you is. You could be from his side or my side. If you bring some drama to my mama's crib on some goofy shit, you was gonna get f***ed up by him.
And that probably answers the question that a lot of people have in the comments. Like, how in the world could you have Wooski there, and then you've got FBG Dutchie, FBG Young, then you've got FBG Butta, and you're hanging out, you've got King Von, I believe like T-Roy and all these other cats under the same roof, right?
Yeah, like it wouldn't be all under the same roof. It'd be like, say if I'm at the crib and let's just say I got a couple other guys with me and shit, and my little brother pop up, he might not have none of his people with him because he know I'm at the crib. So he know I might potentially have some people over there. So he'll come up in there, he'll see him. He wouldn't get on that. You know what I'm saying? It's just a respect thing when it comes to that type of shit. Like, this my mama's house. Anywhere around this all this shit off limits. It's like a safe zone. Like, you know how you got in the John Wick movie where when they go to the Continental, you can't do nothing to them. There's no violence or nothing on these grounds. That's how it is that's how it was at my mama's house. Ain't shit going on right here. Nothing.
I'm hoping they get that reference, man, because it's a ill reference. You know what I mean? Yes. So basically, there's a no-go zone, man. I got you.
It's a no-go. Ain't nothing happening right here. Respect my mama's crib. We gonna respect each other. When we out there in the streets, then it is what it is. It's up. But at this house, ain't shit going on. Nothing.
Now, what is your relationship like with a lot of those guys who have been in and out of the house that you might say at that time were the opposition or people you ain't rock with? We'll say that, right? Like FBG Dutchie and Young and those cats. Like, as I know they're heavily in the music as well. Like, do you have any dealings with them in music, or you just like, is there a wall there where you guys don't interact at all?
It's a wall that we ain't no relationship. You feel me? I mean, they cool, they music cool and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I respect what they doing or whatnot, but it ain't no relationship there. You know what I'm saying? They're my brother peoples. You feel me? They will look real hard. That's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? As long as, you know, letting them happen to little bro, we ain't never gonna have no problems. I ain't got no problems with nobody, really, shit.
Yeah, and that's the part that blows a lot of people's mind, with Wooski being your younger brother, man, because based on a lot of the documentaries, based on a lot of the stories we've heard, it almost sounds impossible to have this, you know, cohesive situation where, you know, or cohabiting situation where you got two brothers on opposite ends of the Chicago drill culture. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's pretty wild, man. It's pretty wild. So how is that maintained? Just through respect and the fear of go ahead.
With me and Lil Bro, it's just like, it's a respect thing. That's my brother. It ain't like this a brother on my daddy side that I just met or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we was raised in the same cribs. You feel me? Like, this my little brother. You know what I'm saying? He know what's up with me. I know what's up with him. The same goes for all my brothers. You feel me? It's just a respect thing. That's my little bro. I love him to death. You feel me? We love each other. That we brothers. You know what I'm saying? That's that brotherly love that we got. You know what I'm saying? That it's an unbreakable bond. You can't break it. You know what I'm saying? If you doing something to him, you got to deal with me. If you do something to me, you got to deal with him. You know what I'm saying? That's just how this supposed to go, which is not going on in these days and age, because I know niggas that kill their own brother just because he from the other side.
That's crazy.
Y'all grew up in the same house. This your mama's son. This is your blood brother. This ain't no stranger. You gonna do something to him because of you trying to prove something to these niggas? So your loyalty is more to them than it is to your own family, bro. It don't even make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't, man. That shows that you got some standards and morals there, man, that you put above all that street stuff, right?
Oh yeah, it's always gonna be above the street shit because that's my brother. It's like, how would my mama look at me if I let something happen to my brother? she gonna be like, what the f-? She around and disown me. You feel me? Like, nigga, you would let them do that to your brother. Shit, what you would let them niggas do to me?
That's a good point.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, even though at the time it was a double-edged sword, because I was stuck between the rock and the hard place with these my peoples. You know what I'm saying? I grew up with them since the sandbox. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them my peoples. Like, we grew up together. This ain't nothing new. You know what I'm saying? These ain't no new niggas I just met. But this is also my blood brother who I grew up in the crib with, that I love to death. I'm gonna go with my brother every time, or whatever, and whoever, whenever.
Oh man, obviously you value family a lot. You know what I mean? And it seems like throughout the years you value your relationship, your friendships, I should say, with other people within the Chicago drill culture, like King Von, right? Now, right. When the stories are told of you and King Von, or your name really started to blow up out here, it was because of a song called Wahito. Now, there's a whole bunch of controversy about who King Von is speaking about. And I think you've gone on record. And first, I got to ask this question. Who is Trey 5? Who's that?
He one of the guys from the block. He was one of the outstanding members. That's Death Bro. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the ones I grew up with since the sandbox. That's one of the ones who, you know what I'm saying, was there. You know what I'm saying? And, you know what I'm saying? There's some fighting going on and anything from when we was little. Like, we did so much together. Like, he's an original from over there. Like, he not new. He didn't come around in 2009 or 2010 or when Cheek blew up. He ain't one of those. He been over there with us since the sandbox. Like, that's one of the guys, you feel me?
So currently, is Trey 5, is he locked up, or what happened to Trey 5?
Yeah, I believe he got locked up for, I think it's a pistol case or something.
Some of that nature, right? Yeah. Now, it's been rumored that Trey 5 is actually the person that was being talked about in that song. Like, how much song, because we're going to go to another, we're going to go somewhere else with this, with King Von, but how much of that song do you think was actually factual? And can you back up any of those rumors about Trey 5 in that song?
I can't back up anything about the song because I really don't know. All I'm going off of is what they told me on the block from the old, that they know the facts of what's going on. So when they reached out and told me, was like, man, the song is not about you. The song is about Trey 5. I didn't go and try to go into detail. Like, I asked them about it, like, so what happened? Why would he make a song about him? What's going on? Shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I still don't know the facts about what's going on with whatever they was talking about.
But is it also, I hate to cut you off, but is it also a possibility that the song might be just fiction, a song?
It probably is. You never know. But the way they talking, the way they was telling me was that the song was about, bro. You know what I'm saying? The song was about Trey 5. That's what they was telling me. You know what I'm saying? But you never know. It could be some fiction shit, some shit that, you know what I'm saying, a great mind just came up with, and it makes sense. It sounds good. You know what I'm saying?
So your assessment, what do you think?
I definitely believe that he was talking about it, you know.
All right, so man, let's continue on to my next point about King Von and his representation in the media. Now, do you feel like the representation that King Von has received in the media, be it mainstream, be it blogs or whatever, is accurate? Because it goes from different levels. It goes to, he was a rapper that was a gangster, he was a gangster rapper, to he was a serial killer, you know what I'm saying, to he was not any of that. What is your take on all of this?
I mean, the media is doing what they do. They overhype things. They use the clickbait. They doing all type of shit to get people to watch their shit and get people to believe it. It's all about likes, comments, and subscribing. That's what it is. People will say anything or listen to anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was that. You know what I'm saying? He was a person. He would kill you. You know what I'm saying? But he wasn't no fucking serial killer. it's a difference. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference between the killer and the serial killer. A serial killer, he leave a mark. He do crazy ass shit like Ted Bundy and all them niggas. So,
Yeah.
those
Like
are
that.
real serial killers.
Like, that's a serious statement. So when you saw that there was hours long documentaries basically painting the picture that King Von was a serial killer, what did you think?
I just looked at it and shit, it made me laugh. Because it was like people will believe anything. You know what I'm saying? He a serial killer. You know what I'm saying? He was doing this, he was doing that. Well, actually, he wasn't no serial killer, but he would kill you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how many bodies he got. On the internet, I seen it say he got like 12 or some shit, I think I seen. I'm not for sure. I can't even.
That sounds about right. Like 12 or 13 or something crazy like that.
We say we had about 12 or 13 of them off. I don't fucking know, but at the same time, he was that man. He was that man. He was a killer. He was a person that'll kill you and get on your ass if you disrespected one of his friends, or if he felt like he had something to do with killing one of his friends or something like that. He was every bit of that person. But at the same time, he had another side to him that don't be talked about. Everybody want to talk about, oh yeah, he was a killer. He was doing this. He was doing that. People were scared of him. He's a demon and all of this and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Then you got older people on the internet saying shit like, yeah, he was a problem in the community, when whole time they don't know like the other shit that he, you know what I'm saying, used to be doing and shit like that. It's like everybody just know the killer. That's it.
Now that you got a stage here real quick, could you bring to light some of those other sides to him, or some of the things that we might not know?
It was he's a Leo. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know what's going on with Leos. We a sense of humor. We like, we like playing. You know what I'm saying? We like laughing and having fun to really cover up the problems that's going on in our lives. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather make another one laugh and be happy than me walking around moping all day and shit and trying to figure out who the next person I'm gonna kill and shit like that. Like, he had another side to him, that side that'll, you know what I'm saying, he'll give you money. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, you got some money, you good? You know what I'm saying? He'll give you that. It's like it was nothing. You know what I'm saying? Even if he only had $10 in his pocket, yeah, man, you good. You wouldn't even know all he got is $10, but he gonna give you the $10, and now he ain't got no money. You know what I'm saying? People don't know that side. You know what I'm saying? People don't know the side that the who cared about the kids and shit like that. And people don't know that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like how close he was to, like, how he with his family hard and shit like that, how he loved his people, how he loved his homies and shit like that. People don't talk about that side of him. They always want to talk about the killer. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was not.
That's true.
I was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I was fucked up. I ain't had no bread, and he didn't gave me money. You know what I'm saying? So, like, people don't talk about that though. They all the internet want to know is he was a killer, if he was a real killer, who he didn't kill, and like that. That's all they want to know about.
That's correct, man. Well said. Well said. All right. So you just gave us, Big Mike, a whole different look at King Von, man, and how he's represented in media. But what do you think about the overall representation of Chicago drill rap in media?
I mean, sometimes people don't understand, like, the shit that we going through in Chicago, the reason why a lot of people had, you know what I'm saying, we enjoying these games like that. I don't think people be understanding, like, how we came from the projects and how, you know what I'm saying, how we was really forced into this lifestyle of what we doing and shit like that. So when people be thinking about it, and, you know, I've seen some comments where people be talking about Chicago this and Chicago that and all of this and all of that. But you on the outside looking in, you didn't grow up in probably a rich neighborhood or something, or somewhere where a lot of this type of shit ain't going on there when we didn't grow up in this shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's not our fault. It's the people that came before us and the people that was here before them and the people that was here before them. You know what I'm saying? That we came up like this. So when people look at drill rap, they looking at all these ain't nothing but a bunch of black gangbangers that's either gonna be dead or in jail. You know what I'm saying? Like, That's all they give a fuck about. That's all they be saying about, you know what I'm saying, the Chicago drill culture and shit like that. But don't even understand, like, the shit that come behind it, like, the shit that we done went through.
I think now people are getting a bigger understanding now that drill rap has become more mainstream of of a lot of the tragedy that's involved in a lot of these situations. And I always compare it akin to gangster rap back in the 90s, like the 90s, like when, you know, it was mostly on the West Coast. West Coast controlled rap for like 6 years straight, right? And they had, you know, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre. There was a lot of push about being a Crip, being a Blood and whatnot. People didn't understand it then either about what happens. And now those stories come out and people are like, man, that was going on. You know what I'm saying? And it's almost the same thing. So when these things become mainstream, it puts different sets of eyes on it. Do you think that it's more accurate depiction now?
I mean, yeah, it's definitely because people starting to see now, because people in Chicago more vocal with it now. So we got these platforms, we got a voice, so we can tell our own stories instead of letting people tell it for us, or people on the outside looking in and just talking about Chicago when really you don't know what the fuck is going on in Chicago. You don't know none of the shit we went through when we was younger, none of the shit we was put through, none of the shit we was forced in, none of that. So it's like people used to speak on it in the negative, but now it's like they getting more positive. They starting to understand like what needs to happen. We need more positive people around us. Shit, we need more positive people around the youth, people to step up like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I always give my message at the end of my interviews to the youth, because even though that I'm out here, I'm doing drill rap and like that, this ain't the lifestyle I'm living no more. You know what I'm saying? Like the kids, the kids ain't gotta do this no more. We done already did it, so we done already showed you what come with this. We showed you that the only thing that come with this is death and jail. You know what I'm saying? So trying to get the kids to get away from this, you know what I'm saying? Like FYBJ made what he doing. You know what I'm saying? Butta do it sometimes, you know what I'm saying? He try to get the kids away from the streets, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of the rappers that's, you know what I'm saying, trying to get the kids to get away from the streets and shit like that. So people starting to see like what's really going on, you know what I'm saying?
Now, that's true. And I love the fact that you tied that into, you know, community and actually looking out and bringing up the kids. And another guy who touts himself on that is Charleston White. He's a big proponent of taking care of the kids, helping the kids go along and actually find peace in places where they might not be able to find it. What is your take on a guy with a duality like Charleston White? Like where he's, on one hand, he will diss Chicago rappers and drill culture and things like that, but he does have a side where he wants to help the youth.
Right. I understand that. You know what I'm saying? I'm all for the youth. So him doing that, I got respect for him that's off the simple fact that that's what he on. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but disrespecting Chicago off of, you know what I'm saying, off of just what a few people doing, or, you know what I'm saying, what the minority doing or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You saying Chicago and this person and that person. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's your opinion on what's going on. You know what I'm saying? You come to Chicago and I dare anybody that don't know what's going on or got their opinions about what's going on in Chicago, I dare you to just come spend one day inside the city. I'm not talking about no suburb. I'm not talking about none of that. I'm talking about inside the city. North, south, east, or west. I don't care which one it is. Inside the city, just spend a day up and out and pay attention and really pay attention. And you will see what's going on instead of looking on the internet. Spend a day in Chicago, in the trenches, and you're going to see what's going on.
I think the idea that scares most people, you know what I'm saying? Like they view it and they're spectators. They listen to the music, but actually going to Chicago, even most people won't even go to the main parts of Chicago just to visit and, you know, do a vacation or something like that, man. Because of the picture that's been painted is it's gangland, you know, people just running up and down the street, shooting each other, killing each other. That's the picture that's been painted in a lot of people's heads. But from your expertise, is it like that or is it not?
Man, it's not like that. You're not gonna pop out all the time to see somebody getting chased with a fucking gun or something like that. That's just what people think. You know what I'm saying? If you gonna speak on our city, if you're gonna voice your opinion on our city, don't you come to this motherfucker and see for yourself?
That's a very good point.
Come to Chicago, see for yourself what's going on. A lot of people, I know a bunch of people that had that type of mind frame about Chicago and then actually came to Chicago and they changed their tune. Like, man, the internet here in Chicago looking like this, and Chicago really cool as hell. Like, you know what I'm saying? I done went to a party out there. Y'all cool as hell out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's people, you know what I'm saying? That's what it is.
Yeah. I mean, every city, there's no way a city as big as Chicago, one of the biggest cities in the country, could be everybody just running out their house shooting, killing each other. You know what I'm saying? That's like not even a possibility with millions upon millions of people, right? But, you know, for most people, they paint that picture is painted, and that's what they think specifically of when you talk about like the South Side, parts of the West Side and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like people think those things, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Now, also on that same vein, man, and kind of going somewhere else, man, I actually want to ask you straight, no chaser type question, man. Do you think that Chicago will ever find peace?
No.
Expand on that. Why do you feel like it'll never find peace?
It's not gonna happen because if it's not gonna happen off the simple fact that if you got all the voices of Chicago rapping about drilling and doing shit like that, who gonna show them something different? Like, you know what I'm saying? They listening to all this music and they want to be like the rap. They want to be King Von. They want to be a Lil Durk. You know what I'm saying? Like that. So how you gonna get peace off of that unless a mother change they self and show the youth like this ain't what I'm doing no more. This what I'm doing. So if y'all want to be me, if y'all want to be like me, you know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna have to do this because I ain't doing that no more. That shit played out. That's for goofies. This what I'm doing right here. I'm on some positive shit. That's the only way, you know what I'm saying? As long as it's the images, the faces of Chicago still doing the same exact shit, ain't gonna be no peace, bro. It's not gonna happen.
Nah, it makes sense. That makes sense. Now, in closing, I wanted to ask you one last thing. When it comes to all the things that you've learned since being out, and it comes to all the people you've interacted with, and you really got an understanding from your side and your view of the fan base that's following this Chicago drill culture, what things do you regret? Are there things that you feel like it helped the culture progress in the future, be more positive?
Really, the only thing I regret is allowing my little brothers to fall into this lifestyle when I could have stayed away from this lifestyle. But I didn't even have the tools to even do this. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had the tools or the knowledge to steer them away from this lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? When I know I could have if I would have just paid more attention. You feel me? But it's like I can't think about the past no more. Like I gotta think about what's in front of me. You feel me? And what's in front of me is now I can show them a better way. You feel me? I can show them a better way. Because now I got the knowledge, I got the tools to do it. You know what I'm saying? I could put it out there and let it be known, you know what I'm saying? And they know, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, you know, if I tell my brothers something that's golden, they know it's golden. They know I ain't flashing about it. They know I ain't playing about it. They know I ain't just saying it just to be saying it. I'm speaking the truth, you feel me? And they listening to me and they taking this in, they eating this up.
Nah, that's well said, man, because, and people never ever talk about this. During a lot of this, you guys was like super young. You know, like you're kids running around, basically. Teenagers, you know what I'm saying? And to hold you to that same standard now, today as grown men, most of you into your 30s now and stuff, it's almost not fair. but the stories are so legendary that people still might view you in that way, man. So in closing, what I want to do is give you an opportunity to, basically close out and give your positive message that you talked about earlier. And also talk about anything that you got coming up in the future, as far as like, if you got movies coming up, if you got a Tubi movie coming up, if you got any more music coming out, man, go ahead. The floor is yours, Big Mike.
So yeah, like I got a lot of shit going on. Like I got an EP that's finna drop in June. I got Computers Remix drop on the 6th. Like I got a lot of shit going on. And yes, I'm in tune with my who do Tubi movies and shit like that. So I'm trying to get this role in this movie or whatnot. I got my own skits I'm about to be doing, my own little fake little movie series that I'm gonna be throwing out there, reenacting certain shit, you know what I'm saying, and throwing it on my YouTube channel just to get people to see, you know what I'm saying. Like it was a situation where the police beat my ass on the roof for the 2009 robbery and shit. I'm gonna reenact that situation as like a skit and post it so people can actually see what was going on like that. I'm playing with a lot of little shit right now, you know what I'm saying, trying to build, you know what I'm saying, the career and the money up so I can be able to get my people to where I need them at. And shit, to the youth it's just about y'all just, if a mother that been through it, a mother that it did it all, he'd have been around it, he know what he talking about, he'd have been in it all his life. If they give you a message and they tell you something that's positive, you need to believe it and run with it. Why wouldn't you believe the person that been through it all, that been in the streets, that been in jail, you know what I'm saying, that been close to death, you know what I'm saying, looking down the barrel of a gun? What you won't believe him, but you will believe just a random blogger on YouTube or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm encouraging my to, you know what I'm saying, the youth, y'all gotta listen, because I'm giving y'all the facts. You're gonna die, you're gonna go to jail. You're gonna die, your people's gonna be sad, they gonna be at your gravesite laying balloons and shit like that, reminiscing. Your mama gonna be getting drunk all the time, reminiscing about you, mad because you gone, probably feeling guilty. She might think that she the reason that your life going the way it's going. You know what I'm saying? So all I gotta say to the youth, like, y'all gotta start listening. You know what I'm saying? And paying attention. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got common sense too. Just because y'all not grown, you know what I'm saying, y'all still got common sense on knowing what's right and what's wrong. You want to go to jail? Your ass want to die? I know you don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, start listening. Start listening to your lungs. Start listening to your dick. Start listening to people that's around you that's on some positive shit. The negative shit, it's easy to walk away from. They might call you a lame and shit because you done walked away from some shit. But at the same time, when you get that phone call and they telling you like, yeah, who just died? And you like, in your mind, you like, damn, I was just with him, but I left. It's going to be a bad feeling and a good feeling, because first of all, you just lost a friend, but the good feeling is you were strong enough to tell him that you want to go with him to do that. So it's all about listen, just listen, man, and think for yourself. Don't do what somebody else doing, think for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Big Mike Mosaic.
Nah, wise words, man. Well said, man. Nice. Now, with that, Big Mike, I'd like to thank you for coming out today, man. This has been a great interview. We got a different perspective than some of the other cookie cutter stuff that might have been out there before. And when I say that, I mean the other type of, the same questions. I wanted to mix it up a little bit, and some of your answers were great. So, man, props to you, and, man, success to everything you do in the future.
Appreciate it, bro.
And we out of here. Peace.